Sunday the 4th of August 2019. Easy now. Scroll. Rave on. Hold tight. Sunday, 4th of August. Hold tight. Here we go. Watch the ride. I love tubes. Chats. Okay, check the thumbnail. It's very confusing at the minute. Thank you for my lovely comments. I do like comments, and I have got a lot to catch up with. I cannot wait. Thank you. It's like a day of gifts. I used to dread my comments. I used to really get emotional about them, and you know, the trills, and before I had this hardened skin of leather that Smithy and others have helped me adorn. Good evening to the 8 scribes in the house. Okay, we're off. It's working. We've got an update for you. YouTube has changed its hangout and casting. Let me keep this simple for you. I'll keep it simple for me as well. YouTube has changed the encoding casting format for when we go live. I'm on a handset now, and I just press a little video camera and I set up the video and I type it and I press go live, and it's as easy as that. When you're on a laptop and you want to have guests and you set up a live event, it's now got the option to go and get a client. YouTube no longer facilitate the, as far as I can see, correct me if I'm wrong, scribes, this is a new happening of the last 24, 48 hours. I'll speak to Sister Karen from Sun and Moon and Unscrambled channel and see if she'll enlighten me further as to if we do need a third-party chat client and encoding software, in which case I've already got Discord, and I've posted a link on the .com for a chat on Discord, all of us. So I'll do one for you on YouTube. I'll do a Discord link in a video, and scribes can get on that one, and I'll do one for the .com, and then I'll host them both on the servers on Discord. But going and making videos and stuff and casting, I'll throw it out there. We're open for development ideas, server, and yeah, casting. I'm not sure about saving the video, but using networks, bandwidth and so forth for a casting video facility, and then we would invite you to copy and download and then save individually. We could host temporarily, we could have a file size amount of gigabytes and delete after so many hours, so you'd have a chance to get it. But yeah, it's a sign of the times, commercialization, alright? Nothing comes for free, nothing comes for free, Facebook users, alright? Not even that glorious profile that you adorn 100 and whatever times a day. So pot calling kettle black to some extent. I hear you. I'm not perfect myself, no I'm not, but I'm improving and I'm trying. Alright, God loves a tryer. Yes, he does. And when I was little, my mum said I was very trying. Easy now. So we got 11 in the cast. We're saying, Stephen, now then brother, easy, E up, how do, what go on in Babylon? Tell me. The title of this cast is not for me to come on, say it, Dave, you can do it. Procrastinate. It's not so I can procrastinate, no, it's just so we can have a chin wag and an update and a catch up and say, Google, you make us sad, corporate, conglomerates, greedy. You know, you'd think that they'd revel at having us come on and collate our minds and thoughts and wills on this network, but obviously it's costing them, and they've chosen to go another way. Or I've got my panties in a twist and my wires crossed, as often happened in Greece when they're dealing with their wiring systems and sound systems, interfaces, mixers and power conversions and droppers and so forth. So yeah, it looks like, for my end, in the YouTube studio, and I've used Studio Classic and I've used Studio Beta. This is the channel where it's got under your home page on the right, it will say Creator Studio. You go in your Creator Studio and you can have a classic or you can have the beta new version. I've been in them both. I've selected new live event, as you do, not encoding live, the other one. It's not called live event, it's called something else, and it doesn't work. You need to mess around, you need to do intricate settings. I'm not a video master. I used to rip using a Super DVD ripper back in the day. Oh, in the days of AXO, was it? And Yiffy. Oh wow. And I ripped a fair few things and backed up. So ripped, never ripped anything me. That was a slip of the tongue. I'm having fun. Backed up many media disc. Unlike the Pirate Bay, it hosted quite a lot of free stuff. Hilarious. Fingers up to the commerce. So yeah, you can update me. Alright, I've got a wee few updates, and Brother Stephen says he sent me an email, so as some of you may have picked up working with him, I was dictating to Brother Stephen just t'other day whilst Andy and Pete were giggling like girls. I think Brother Pete took a shine to Smithy that night in particular, and yeah, it was a good night, Steve. Thank you, brother. Power, energy, solar panels and batteries after this. That's all I'm saying, okay? And yeah, let me just get teeth into the next 2 weeks of intense publications of standard practice, key competence of the final chapter of the Masters, key competence, the Masters Guild, key competence publications for you. It's no advice, it's just what we find works. And if you'd like a copy of it, you're welcome to it. If you want to pull it down, criticise it and whatever else and say there's a better way, there probably is, there could be, and well done. But this is what we've been asked to do, and this is what we see is needed due to the lack of dexterity, mental dexterity, never mind alchemy. Man's not even ready to start alchemic cross-pollination of civil, legal claims upon thy person. Good old, I would love to see that day. I'd love to see 1,000 Anglo-English, normal mans articulate such a verbal defence in lawful realms against legal claims that would just make me cry. But there's men out there. I call for the strong ones. If you are classified as a stronger mind, as a stronger conscience, yes, then I call for you. I'm going to be attending everything that needs attending in the next 48 hours. I read and respond to 60 something emails an hour. You say that's one a minute, Dave. I'm like, yeah, I know, but some of them are read messages. For when you send an email, it says your email has been sent, your email has been read, and so forth. So, 65 emails on average, which aren't all emails, obviously, that would be inhuman. But yes, I can chomp through that in no time. My administration is almost as on point as it's ever going to get. So, the bounce back time for communication is about anything from 24 hours up to 5 to 7 days, sometimes in excess. There's no immediate response here, there's no liabilities. I've done that on purpose because I needed a break. I needed to recalibrate man's time, man's accessibility. We've got the publications to do, we've got assistances to do, we've got our own deeds and estates to administer, and learning and chancery in sight. Oh yes, we've got the chancery in sight, and DSARs and GDPRs, and I've got results back from a recent DSAR at the Land Registry, which is excellent, but not what I wanted, but will be coming to fruition once I authorise them. And because I put private and confidential and addressed it to the CEO, obviously I went too far with the security, and I lost myself in it, and the CEO is not willing to do the DSAR from the Land Registry upon my person and derivatives thereof, but the office is, and the agents and officers will, and I will authorise and let them do that, and get back to you, theatre.com and private casts, on what comes out of that. Feel free to work out why and what I might be looking for at the Land Registry with regards to my person, and if man is from the land, yes, if it comes up nothing, it doesn't matter, the chancery is still in sight. It's just a little shortcut to my argumentation about legal persons, dominion, whom is whom, thy will, express, so As for Steve McRae, I do not answer for Steve McRae. I never have answered for Steve McRae. Steve McRae is nothing to do with David at all, other than I've met him a few times and I know him. I'm not affiliated with him. I don't endorse or sponsor him. He didn't endorse or sponsor us or anything either. It was just an encounter. He did pull a blinder out of the bag at Alderhay, and he did speak to the Catholic priest with Smithy and I, and he did try everything, let me tell you. Steve McRae, bless you. Steve of the McRae clan, bless you for that. What you did last year in April at Alderhay, I, David, will say respect and one love, brother. That was needed, appreciated, wanted. You went above the mile. So that's what I know of Steve, alright? That's all I know of Steve. I know nothing of what he does, why his videos have gone, where he may be. You need to ask Steve that, or somebody, you know, that knows him explicitly. That is not I. And as for my thumbnail, and thank you to the scriber that had the brass balls to write that comment about his thoughts, their thoughts. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. Sorry, I think it might be a man. About Ceylon tea. We'll say he's so political at the minute and crazy. The end is in sight. Boris is in the hot seat. So you couldn't make this up. It's almost like I'm in the late 60s on the last little twans of the acid trip, coming out of it, and then you just think, wow, I'm in 2019, and I'm seeing the walls of Babylon and its institutions and its cloth and clergy, black rod, the thingy of the Speaker of the House, the parties, the institutions, the swindles. It's everything's coming out in the wash. If you noticed, it's kind of glorious in a way, but if we haven't got backups to go to, then it's not glorious, because I see October there being an extension. There we go. I'm going to get to your comments soon. I'm letting the scribes drop in. It is your cast tonight. I have no Andy or Kevin. I can't get Andy or Kevin, as YouTube have changed the casting format, and yes, I haven't got the inclination to install a third-party chat video client as of yet. I haven't had one for a while. I used to have them, and yes, I wish I'd got them now. If you've got one in mind, let me know. And I will continue on to the 18. I'll turn up my screen first. Mia, evening, I'll post him before. Easy. Oh, I know. I'm going to roll up. He's been all mysterious tonight. Where's the picture? I have sound. Yeah, it's alright. I'm just being mysterious. Yeah, well, I have to. You don't need to see my boat race all the time. I am being mysterious. Private. It's a public cast, you see. So I was prepared to go on the .com and do a private one, but nobody picked up. So do a private. Nobody picked up. Yeah. Last week we had 2. So the .com's learning that every Sunday at 9 p.m. GMT. We was going on, Andy, I and Kevin, and those when available, and giving them an update weekly via an unlisted private cast to the .com. And till that builds up, then yes, I will come here and now spend time with you, as I am duly obligated to, as you are my scribes. I don't want you to feel neglected and unloved. Thank you for the request for the camera, but I'd like to decline for now, if that's alright, and yes, I'm going to read your comments. Lack of agreement or harmony between things. Discord, Michael. I like that, Michael. Indeed. What was we talking about earlier? Come on now, you've set something going. Oh, decade and decayed. Also, sounds a bit buzzy. Oh, that's because I had headphones in. Sorry, fam. I'll take them out. That's sorted the sound out. Well done, Mia. Sister, you've sorted that. Another awoken goy. Oh, I wondered what happened to expert in all legal matters. What's happened to the .com? Is that gone too? I haven't checked. Easy love. Jesus. I hope he's alright, yeah, don't listen to rumours, don't listen to gossip. I have nothing of substance solid. Like I say, I am a brother of his, we're all family, but man's private and I have not a Scooby-Doo what has transpired. I have several emails and YouTube comments about Brother Steve and the concern for him. I am aware of the gossip, I am not obligated, and no, shall I, give it any credence and repeat any of the various things that are going around. I wouldn't advise anybody to make any claims about anybody. I know you don't, but we'll see. Everything, time will tell. Sister Elizabeth, kindness credits, we buy any debt, Greece. I don't have an update on that as well, on what happened to her. If anyone's got an update, now might be a time to have a little bit of an update. I am going to watch a Mark Pazio video later and get in the zone again. I have got some publications. I'm going to read your email, Steve, and have a look at this PowerPoint then as well. And we've got to finish off scenario 2 to reflect scenario 1. What's that, you say, scribes? Well, what we're doing here is an officer-agent interface. When you get stopped without lawful excuse, without what was it now? What was a particular phrase that I wrote down? It doesn't matter. When you get stopped without reasonable grounds, that'll be the phrase. And they want to stop you. There's a need to stop and identify and ask. Then we've put the procedure down in scenario A as the normal standard joinder contract agreement consent way, and then we've done it scenario 2 with the non-contract, non-joinder, presenting the person's instruments, passport, driving license, birth certificate, David, creditor, public, and Jeremy to debtor, private, so forth and so on. These kind of, it's getting published and printed out. What I did for Ben the other week with the agents from the major gas giant and the officers that came from the Met Office to attend to common law, breach of the peace and so forth. That will be getting published too, so in the format of agent officer interaction level 2. This one's level 1. This is just a stop and a search on the street, a level 1 stop and search with regards to key competence, we call it level 1, foundation, equivalent as your key competence is a foundational based level of which your integral cognitive syntax is. Syntax, not DWM syntax pass, but just the syntax, your command language, the tool, how sharp your tool is. It's not my fault that this has been, bestowed upon us from dark, shadowy chambers of London, but we are found ourselves in a bit of a brown, smelly pool, and the language and the syntax and the understanding, commandment, and everything that you've got there is key and integral. So we call that foundational key competence, and we've become quite good and astute and quick at doing what we do, how we do it. We've turned it from saying we're a free man and articles and so forth, and everybody laughing at us, and property being taken away and lost, and fines and fees and levies and forfeitures being bestowed upon man as the person, with the full presumptions of the court non-rebutted, vexation and damages occurred to the crown, and we've gone from equity to from estoppel to equity in some instances there, and we've become the instructee, the instructor, and the instructee. We've become the instructor from the instructee. We've turned the tables around. So we'll put that into simplified text in the forms of PDF, Word document, PowerPoint, and video with narration. An online test for those that are on the spowspro.com domain and a part of our private family, and you trust in us for your key lawful education, then you'll be pleased to know that Brother Steve there will be writing some code in, and we'll be checking the bits and the bobs, and we'll be giving you an online assessment, not a test, okay, particular assessment, grading, not degrading, not regrading, you see, but we'll be testing you, and if you are successful and get the correct attainment, of which we will say pass level mark required, that maybe to not encourage anybody, For the key competence, there will just be a pass or a fail because it's basic level, all right? You've got a, like, Pazio style, I'll take no prisoners here. You either get it or you don't get it, all right? If you don't get it, you're not going to be able to save yourself and answer for yourself and account for your actions and whom's actions in what capacity. If you do get it, you're going to divert all public liabilities and claims made to your person quite like a man with slopey Teflon shoulders, and you will be very, very acute and astute and very well versed in that, and you'll get a certification saying that you can do that, and it will be endorsed by me, by us, by Stephen, myself and Andy and Greg. But with regards to lawful insight, Andy's church law and David's court law, civil and criminal knowledge, with the backing of all of the works and studies and publications, and successes and testimonies of our scribes, and what more do you need? We're trying our best. We're not the masters at it, but we're getting quite astute at the simple things. So there's your publications coming, and that's the way it's laid out and why. That's for free for all, but I want them going into places like cafes, like taxi rank places, places people commune, bus centres, on the metros, scattered around places, doctors, waiting rooms, this kind of thing. Somebody's coming to see me. I've got an appointment I did forget about, and someone's going to come and see me. It never stops. The fun never ends in the private. Yes, I said someone can come around and have some time with me that needs some time, that hasn't chatted to decent man, and for a long time. Times in life where we get isolated from our secular environment and our family, extended family, and we isolate ourselves through, I won't tell you about this man, but I'll speak in general terms, through things like stress, depression, anxiety, family breakdowns, bad relationships, work, debt, all of the above and more. So I'm doing what I can. I'm going to catch up with the .com and the emails as priorities. Wanted to come and say hello and just bounce off a few of you. It's not going to be a massive, long, mammoth cast. It's just, I don't think any less of you. I'm just utilising time and energy, and I have a lot of documents to research, probate claims at a high court, and what you do and how you do that, if it is down that road, because you need to prove that business, and you need the identifying paperwork to do that proving of and making the claims stand up with all that you need. So I am prepared for all of this, and I know how ludicrous it may sound to some, but just let me try and do it my way and give you the answers there. Some things you just have to do yourself, and that's what we'll do. Back to the comments. Who we got now? Who we got in? 20 and 6 thumbs up. Yes, I got to Mia, I think. Another way. I wondered what had happened to you. Lev, Jesus, Mia. Thank you, David. We are good, brother. We are brilliant, recharged, balanced, revitalised, focused, confident, calm, structured, and ready for it. Got 8 weeks of freedom to sort stuff out. So plans and action, as you know, will be happening. Seminar, annual general meeting. Another awoken guy. Mark, Ceylon is a shill question mark. I don't know. You're asking a question of me. I can't answer that. I'm a public castie. I can't make a claim. If you're asking me my opinion, that's a different thing. If you ask the question out loud about it, then it's hi Jeremy. All right, they've got that. I just can tell you of my experiences with them. Anybody that knew of trusts before we started making a shouting, banging, noise about it, and beneficiaries and grantors and settlors and possessory title on the V5 and the birth registration, corruption of text within the body of text, and notice principal, notice agent on get out of debt free. Mark doesn't like me. I'm not really keen on him. I went out with an olive branch and I tried Nottingham and the Moot and then York. So nothing happened, and it won't happen in York because too much has gone under the water. He made comments and turned on me, something about the 1882 bills of exchange, and I thought, wow,
Mark, I love you like a brother, but you've made a shitty comment on one of my YouTube videos where you could have sent me a message on Facebook, text messaged me and said, nah then Dave, you might have made a few mistakes on that, I'd have a look at it again. But he didn't. If you listen to this, man, you'll end up in prison. I thought, oh, pissed off, are we? Okay. Well, then, I'm not going to lower myself, but I will chalk that up and I will be open about my accounting and what actions have come of it. So I won't make claim about him being a shill, but I will make claim that if you know about trust and equity and you didn't bring it forward before we started making a noise, and you can only go on Indigo's videos there and look at when we started making a noise in the year we started making a noise in, which was about 2017, because I opened and founded Facebook Sovereign Paralegals in 2015, and so 2 years after that we found Trust and Equity, which was 17. We're now in 19, so yeah, and I didn't exactly make a big thing of it because it's biblical. It's thousands of years old. There's nothing new under the sun, so it's not David G's finding. It was Serge Singh finding Kenneth as king, and that's why I thought Singh is king for finding the king there, because that had written answer with the squares and the triangles and the scribbles and the. I was used to squares and circles with the Masons. I'm like, now I'm getting introduced to triangles, and what the hell is going on here? And this is your balancing of the trustee, settlor, and beneficiary, and the Bailey, Baylor, different positions, trusts, rules of trust, equitable maxims that reminded me much like of common law. So yeah, they should have been on about this ever since John Harris did that video. Reality is an illusion at the British Constitution when 11 was it 2011? No, even before that. My brain hurts. It's late, but we should have been on this, and they didn't make a noise about it, and they took you down a different route, and the conditional acceptance and the 8.3. 3CA, CA3, CA3 positions and the mixed jurisdictions on there. You don't go trust technology at the top and then go public contract United Kingdom at the bottom and then sign with full public liability. There's certain protections and means and stuff you can make noise about, even if you're not going to go and educate about the equitable remedy in law for legal claims against your person and rebuttal of the assumptions of the court being hidden in full plain sight of the CPR Green Book, which is the governance of the law for United Kingdom, England and Wales civil procedure rules. These are not criminal. This is your council tax, your PCNs and everything like that. Your alternative dispute resolution is in there that Lord Wolfe called for, and mediation and whatnot before you make the letter before claim and the mediation and everything like that. There's the CPR has got sections in it, goes to 1 to various, and in those sections there are rules of the courts, and you can choose to switch from. And if that was there all that time, because we didn't put it there, it was there, but nobody mentioned it. No one brought it to you. No one encompassed it enough and realised the gravitas of the full swing, low, sweet chariot when you mentioned those magical words. I am no longer the legal trustee. I have the allodial title, and you will now address me and know me as the Lord. You will... No, sorry, I'm going Samuel L. Jackson and Pulp Fiction then. I had to stop myself. You will not know me as the Lord. I shall not rain down with furious vengeance upon thee, who was putting me as a legal trustee. I'll put you as this is magical. This is the way. It's not only knowing yourself. So with that said, I see there has been mass deception. Anybody that calls themselves any kind of researcher, okay, any kind, would have fallen, going Pazio style again now. You see, it's rubbing off on me now. I'm not going too harsh, just a soupçon of Pazio, a little garnish of Ramsey, a little sprinkling of that man that used to present the Crystal Maze back in a Richard O'Brien. We need a little bit of Frank Spencer for craziness. This is where oh man, alchemy of the personalities. I am not schizo. It's just where I'm at the minute, right? Or I'm feeling. So yes, me, dyslexic, hyperactive ex-DJ, comes along and makes a group that goes, boom, trust and equity, what you're saying, Lords, dispute, such and such, trustee, set law, why is no one making noise about this, legal name fraud. That's where I started. Didn't know the meaning of acquiescence and estoppel. Stopped, was full smash, steam train, came to a halt. And we reached the end of the line at Trust and Equity in the High Court of the, the Chancery, which is the division of the High Court, which is where you'd get your remedy and where you'd only get your remedy. So for that, upsie, sorry everyone, but that's the way it is. As for Sesta K and Sesta KV, Unum Sanctums, paper proclamations, and all of the rest with the syntaxes, and yes, that's been a pretty mixed ride, and I'm sorry about that, but that won't be repeated, which is why we've got brother Steve, me, G-Star, Andy and Pete did have some input in that as well, to be fair, so all of us used our minds. It's not the the biggest of teams, but we've got that stamped in, and I will polish it off this week, and we will look forward to getting out there again further free. No, scratch that, rewind, bow selector, come on Kez, not free, complimentary, safety competence packs for your key cognitive defense of the divided pagan club of Rome and its dastardly think of the wacky races now. Sorry to materialize your life so inconsequently, but just think of Dick Dastardly and the wacky races there, and Muttley and so forth. That's what they're like here. When we called them out, and this warrant that the officers said was valid and was all good and kosher and safety and etc. When we laid down the law and appointed them and let them know, and we got the number plate taken of the van, they all left the premises, and there was no further breach of the public trust, the law, the premises, the property, no further threats, force of law, bullying, harassment, intimidation, trespass of rights. I shit you not. We did it over the telephone. So if I can do it over the telephone with the authority of the man that's there, the living beneficiary, executive, executor, and I can protect, then you can do this too. Now I'm going to say it again, repeat message. If you are strong, if you are articulate, if you are confident, and you want to go forward with this, I will spend the next hours over the next several weeks, 6 to 8, and go intensive, hardcore, private chats and competence training, and you email David at spospro.com, or you message me on the .com, and we'll start a forum there. And if you're not on the .com, or you can't get on, or you don't like the way that things are done and so forth, but you still want to be in the gang, family, trust and tribe, you'd email David at spospro.com or David at splspro.com, as I've now been told to say it by brother G, so the international community can get in touch with me. splspro.com, and I will get back to you. I will send you everything that we're doing with regards to key competence. We are a worldwide, sovereign. When I say sovereign, you don't have to be included in that, but sovereign has a description, it has an etymological root, it has its own syntax, and I like it. Alright, I can back it up. We are a sovereign platform. You do not have to choose that word yourselves ever. The sovereign, it's just a bit of a play on words, a bit like lords, a bit like etc. We are, I would argue, sovereign nevertheless, but it's a bit like free man. It's getting bandied around, with a what's the word now, with a stigmatism. So we'll just drop it for the stigmatism and the ultimate dance. Okay, it doesn't need that word. There are other select words which will work. This is just a glittery word, sovereign. It's self-governing and private. The key elements there, and then the rest of it will fall into place through the publications and your self-initiation of the principles and learning. Andy, he's now up to 27. Hi, we're sharing and caring. He has stopped with a lot of information, so closing him down would mean he was right. Mark is not a shill. His website is still up. There you go. Thank you for your opinion. Have you got some evidence to back that up? Yes, because I didn't start this, remember. It was another. I just mentioned Ceylon tea. If you rewind it, I mentioned Ceylon tea, yes. So just to go back and check that. I'm indemnified. His website mark is not sure, yes, Jesus. Yes, no. Just read the screenshot on the thumbnail says he's paid opposition and laughing at Steve McRae. Well done, another. You don't mess around. I like your perceptiveness. It sounds complicated. We don't do complicated, just step out of it. Step away, negative energy, no time for that. I got enough jobs on and enough missions on, like a horse with them leather things on the eyes. You know, my tiny eyes are looking forwards only. Mission, sight, goal, target, objective, finish line. Good one, fly on the wall. Excellent, nice one. Thanks for all advice and help, everyone. Paul, awake is as twisted as saying as good morning. You like that, do you? Yeah, it is twisted, sick and twisted, bitter and twisted. You know, twist. I'm not schizo, am I? Well, there are three main categories, classifications of man: infirmed, insane, yes, or an infant. Now, infantry comes into that, and infants come into that. Infantry. Oh, do we not want relief, not just remedy? Mia, remedy, cure, and maintenance. But you want relief from the public pressures, don't you? The relief would come in the fact that your finances and your charges, the charges that your person receives, would be relieved. Okay, so the charges would be indemnified going forward and not required with sweat equity. So relief, remedy, that would come with the cure, and maintenance, relief separately, but in with. Never the same. Well said, Lynn. Respect. One love to brothers and sisters past that was in the game that no longer with us. Can't watch, just reading live chat. Don't know if you will see this message. Evening all. Yeah, we've seen it. We love it. Thank you. Out serious going off. Anything we want to bring about or chat about, I might give my man a call, get him round, and then we might have a chat again and be going live. Maybe about 11, half 11, alright. So, in fact, if you stay there, I'll try and pause this cast. I'm going to ring my man, and then I'll come back to you. If I can't come back, we'll be recasting at half 11. So, now's the time to get a break, a drink, whatever, stretch. And I'll hopefully see you in 3 to 5 minutes. Ciao bello, much love. And it worked. 16 from 21. 5 impatient scribes. Can I believe that? 5 of you couldn't wait. You won't be back. We're back. Well done to the 16. That's 3/4 of the quarter then that were faithful. 14. Oh, just lost another 2. Being positive. Stop it. Thank you, 14. I'm all yours. 16. We're back. Yes. 3/4. We're there. 9 thumbs up. We're doing well tonight. To say I'm not on camera and I'm just jabbering. How we feeling? Go on, keep it flowing. Keep the flow go. You're going to get a lot of messages and updates and things from me over the next few weeks. So, thankfully, this is my favourite time of year. I will be taking Anne-Marie to see her mum. I've been to see my mum. If you haven't seen your mum, I'd just like to say, why haven't you seen your mum? Make sure you tell your mum you love her, no matter how hard your mum has been on you. I'm not making excuses on this. I can't say I don't know, but what I will say in general terms and in the most broadest of terms, get the general out of there, rewind, scratch it, selector, failed again. In the broadest of terms, I would say that mums need to be told that they are loved and that they are respected and they, thankful. If you have had an argument with your mum, I've made a point several times, but my mum is not drunk. Well, that she's drunk all the time, but don't do it when you're drunk and they're drunk and they're likely to forget it. Do it when it's sober time. Makes it harder, makes it more personal, makes it more sincere, makes it more, emotional and better. And you can remember it and hold on to it and just go over that ground and just say that you forgive. It's kind of nice to forgive. It's better than being bitter, because it will kill you and give you cancer. Can give you cancer and kill you, in that order. So mums and dads, anybody in family in general, but mums generally get a hard time. They get a bad rap. They carry us. They give birth to us. They bring us up. They let me think. Mother's tongue. All right, mother's tongue. Etymological roots here. Your mother's tongue is not because of the motherland. It's because of your mum, and your mum trained you, and she speaks. Who teaches you them words? Your first word. My first word was grandma. I was at 9 months. 9 months. And I went grandma. I said grandma, but not quite correctly. My mum was like, "What? His first word is grandma. It's not even mum." She's been teaching me all this time. I love my grandma that much. At 9 months old, yes. Wow, I did love my grandma as well. I've mentioned her a lot. She taught me a lot. That woman was a legend. She's a proper iron lady. R.I.P. my all grandmas, but to my grandma up above, thank you for doing what you did to me when I was little, and not what you did to me. She did nothing of substantive specific. She was quite strict, quite ruly, like Smithy says about his nan. We're from the same era and we had similar grandmas, it seems. So made us whom we are. So we've just got to share the time, the love, the respect, and say, like I do to you, I'm not being not bothered about what mans might think about. Ooh, he said he loves men. He put hearts in messages. It's a bit weird at first. After a bit, it's just normal. It's what you make of it. It's a label you give it, the enforcement of. So, I'm going to your comments. If this 1 minute cure actually, so I hear just got some. I wondered if this 1 minute cure actually works. What's going on? Peroxide, is this to do with hydrogen or something? What's this about, Steve? I don't know. I don't know anything about Steve. Yeah, what's this about, Steve? Where's the YouTube is chattering and asking me to give something of which I cannot give because I do not know. And I cannot be a party or a party to any kind of public damage that may occur. So I would just simply be honest and say, I ain't got a Scooby-Doo. I don't know. His videos are gone. There's accusations on Facebook and chitter chatter on Tube. Alf even what's on he on about Alf 11, yeah. Alf 11. Did you hear that? Did you hear that call? What? Did it come through on it? It can't have come through on the video. That's really bad if it did. Thank you, Paul, for that chemical breakdown. H2O2, hydrogen peroxide. Alright. Don't like it. Stood together, brother. Yes, we did, didn't we? While Andy and Laddo were running around screaming like girls, me and you got knuckled down to the man's work, put minds together, focused, and yeah, bless him, I had to raise my voice a little bit. Steve's been through the wars, we'll say there. Can I say that, Steve? That's kind of a little hint into my, yeah, been through the wars, and wow, yes, it's funny and great. We'll be back for more, don't worry. To be continued, my man. Etymology. I think I was telling you something and I got halfway through it and splintered, but it doesn't matter. What are you saying? Nothing can compare to the love of a mother. Not your father, your granny. Oh, mother tongue. Well done. Yeah, mother tongue. The mother tongue. And she teaches you everything. She's the one. She teaches you. So that's why we say mother tongue, because your tongue is of your mother, and your syntaxes are taught to you by your mum until then we go into the man goes into the indoctrination, education. Indoctrination, education, officer. Yes, you got it. So, the mother gives us wise, loving thoughts. She lies to us about the tooth fairy, about Father Christmas. My family are not like me this year, and I say I'm not doing Christmas. How can I have a YouTube channel and publicise now these things of which I'm doing about Babylon and the oppression and the deception, and listening to the 33 vertebrae and Mary and Joseph, Jesus at the top of the pineal gland and the third eye and the serpent rising and kundalini, and you want me to stand here, give you a Christmas present, give you celebrate this and go through that shopping and that wrapping. I for one have forewarned my family on January the 1st, I know bar humbug or what, or thereabouts, January the 2nd, 3rd. I'll check my WhatsApp thing to the family group, what I sent. It says next year I'm out, we're done, we're not celebrating it, I'm not being a hypocrite anymore. So yes, sorry, the lies, yeah, mums tell you lies. Splintered again, sorry, I'm trying to keep it in. So thank you for that about mums and your Mia. That's it, indeed. Respect to all mums. That's why we do have the days of remembrance, celebration, not remembrance. Mother's Day, Father's Day, etc. All right, I didn't know about the accusations. There's just questions, actually, yeah, and Facebook's rife, you know, Facebook is Facebook, so I'm not repeating anything, I'm just aware of the hoo-ha. Doesn't want to harm the environment. Yes, it does, allegedly, yeah. And then the good book there, 120 years we should be living. I've got the exact scripture and passage in that of where it mentions about man and how long man should be living. We should be on this realm for a maximum, well, yeah, 120 years. I say maximum, yeah, 100's a ripe old age, isn't it? And I say minimum then, but it does say 120. Man's dying at 40s, 50s, 70 years shy of the finish goal, alright? So, brother Jack Fresco dying at 1900. Was he 100 innings? Yeah, annums. He's 20 years shy of the full target. So I'm aiming for a oneer. I'm aiming for doing mad things at 100. You know what I mean? So just thought I'd bring that to you after seeing that comment about your health and revitalises and, you know, so forth, and where we're at, and what we're, you know, thinking of greatness of living to 80, and that's still 40 years shy of the 120, you know. So just thought, wow, okay then, good to know. I was looking at DNA and things and pre-Christian Gnostic texts, which are just warping my mind. I don't mind telling you, but I'll bring you that in at the time. Thanks again to Pazio for his bits and bobs. There it is. Bullshit, I like it, I'll say it. Bullshizing. Call it, say it as it is, yes. It's mums are celebrating and loved every day, as is my queen, as is your woman and family should be. If you haven't said I love you for a bit, the thing is though, when you go around and just go, I love you, and give them a hug and that, like, what have you done? I've not done anything. Especially if you're me. Oh, wow, it used to be the first year Anne-Marie was suspicious, I'll tell you now, but she's got used to it, and she knows, she thought it was weird, saying, you know, hearing an English man, after her opinion of English men and the world. It's not normal, you are, you, Dave. You tell everybody you love them. It's not everybody, not the government men. The ones that are being mean, judges. I do love them, but I won't tell them that. You know, kind of loses the battle. Oh, kill them with the love. If it doesn't work, they'll still take everything they can, assets and collateral. If you tell them you love them till the end of time, they will still want their pounds and pounds of flesh. They will collect your tears, and they will sell them later. So you've crystallised them. That's the type of archon, you know, we are dealing with. I think we'll wrap it up. Sunday. It's been a long week. I am weak at the weekend. I am weakened by the week, and the weekend is where I am weak from the week. You are weakened by that. So the weekdays are going to be more controlled, and I will give you a lot more time over the next week or so. So watch for the notifications and going randomly live. I'm going to do some interviews, okay? I'm going on the high street soon, and I've got some questions. I want to know if I can just stop somebody and say, hi, I'm live on Tube, can I interview you? All right, and I'm going to be doing it, and I'm going to asking certain types of questions, and I'm going to collate the answers, and we're going to go, I went out and asked 100 people, and I'm going to be able to say this is what England is like. I might be coming to a city near you. If you would like myself in a city near you, and you would like to have a brew, a drink, a fist bump, you know, preferably not drug me and chop my kidneys up and sell them on the black market, as is often the way when you make internet gestures.
Oh well, I've met about 20 people off the internet so far, and luckily I've still got my kidneys, and none of them have had that. It is a possible risk, but it's not. Where would we be in the world if we didn't have that trust and love? So, yeah, I'd like to come to a city. Maybe I'll get Matthew, Andy, or something. Go on tour, kind of. I want to do interviews, and yeah, I think it'd be good to get Smithy on there as well. But I'd like to pop-up cafes need to be looked at. Trust in general and reinforcement, the union that we're in, this union, this trust. Remember back in the day we had unions, and you could tell the union about your employer, and the union had kicked their arse, all right? So you was the beneficiary. The union man, the rep there, was a trustee. Now somebody was a set law grantor and put that into effect, normally the company and the government, and your monthly contribution. So think of SPOspro.com, Brother David, the family, the trust, this YouTube account that I manage, and my Patreon channel that I'm going to sort out very, very soon. If you are sponsored me, I will give you a full refund or as much time as you need. So that's been kind of open and unfinished for 6 months. I will sort this out, and yeah, we will come and assist, help bring the 4 publications that we've got. Is it 4 publications? Yes, 3 to do with trust and court, and then it's your bronze level competence, yes, foundation, and then we've got this one which is still key competence 3 foundation. So we'll bring these 4 publications, scenarios, training, everything we've got so far, and yeah, we'll have a drink, a bevy. If you've got some land and it's private, then yeah, we might even stay over and have a little private. We can do sessions, seminars, we can do what we want in the private. We won't breach the public trust, etc. So there's a lot of possibilities here. We're not going to be busy fools, all right? That's number 1 priority. Number 2 is prioritising those that need the help and getting out what we need to do to objectify the tasks and deeds that we need to be doing. Strong. Stop. Birthdays, we should worship our parents. Yes, I thank you for Father's Day. Agreed, Mia. Right, that's it. Thank you, Scribes. I might be back later with Brother that I'm going to have a chat with now. Then I'm signing off. I'm at the garage 9 o'clock tomorrow AM, getting a caliper check before I take the Queen to see her mum. I've got a roof rack that I fitted myself, a universal, so I need it all to be kosher this time, well on. I'm not boarding a ferry on that ramp. Hands up if you've ever boarded a ferry, number 1. Number 2, if you've been in a people van, MPV, SUV, whatever you want to, big thing, going up that ramp on a corner with a roof rack, 70 extra kilos on top of the 1.8 ton, so wow, it's going to be a mission this. So yeah, pray for me is all I'll say. Yes, life, it is an adventure, and we are blessed. Love all this, fly, love to you, peace out. Stay self-governing, stay private, stay giving the public liabilities to your person. If you need help, you know where to find it. You might be able to find a crack team of self-governing private. I could do with the A-team music here, couldn't I, behind me? That's where I'm going, because we love it when equity comes together. Alright, so yeah, we'll leave it as that. Sorry I'm not on the cam. Just want some privacy now and again, alright? You only need the audio, the phonics, or what you're after, you little phonetical addicts, self-initiates, and beautiful scribes of mine and others. Peace and love. Might see you later. If not, it'll be later tomorrow, through the week. I'm going to do admin.com, publications, land registry, authorising them, see if anything comes back on the person. I've sent both the V5s back for the Iron Horse, the blue one, Turan diesel, and the pink petrol Tigra. I've sent them back. I had a chat with the DVLA operative, as I said. When I mentioned private property, he said, "Are you talking about a house?" I went, "No, not at all. No. Just you've got the titles listed as wrong. Mr. Jeremita David is no longer the legal trustee. You are, requested in law to notify duly to change that. Your certification here is wrong. I don't really need it. There's no requirement for it, much like the registration plates. This is private conveyances, automobiles, and, I'm obliged to let you know the trust property. Nobody knows anything, a bit like the Nottinghamshire County Court Business Bulk Handling Centre.
We call bullshit. No judges, there's no courts, it's just business. All it is business, cutthroat, theft by the Crown through its annexures of local government and finances, acted, mandated Whitehall, Westminster, persons, assumption, crucifixion. Yeah, so very interesting, very good. We're sorting it out, and I'll be back with stuff like that, more of going forwards. Indeedy. Exhibit A. Thank you. Much love. Yes, Sovs, Sov stars, Mars stars, Ra stars, Par stars, Mini stars, Westmin stars. You are the Mars stars. As stars of your own. They're the stirs, the stirring, the stirrees of the Shies and Potten. Alright, so to speak. You are not stirs, you are stars. Thank you. Whatever it is up there that created us, may it bless you, and ciao for now. See you later, scribes.